number Marcy. You catch me on anybody block reppin' the rock.
James Harden looks like he hasn't missed a beat. Guy just joins a bunch of new guys, and the numbers are the same.
Harden chased it down at the free throw line. Out to Durant. He buries a triple. Brooklyn leads 125-123.
Even if they don't understand the flow, they understand the dough.
Good Tuesday morning. Wow, another great night for the Nets. The Big Two are 2-0, awaiting the arrival of the third piece to make it the NBA's new Big Three, and Kyrie could be back as early as Wednesday when the Nets face Kyrie's old team, the Cavs. It's all coming together. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests on the Goodyear hotline. How about a little pregame meal, Key? You're sitting there in Brooklyn, sitting there ready to watch the Brooklyn Nets win again in a thriller. We'll get Jay's thoughts on it in a second. But
he wasn't watching the Nets. He was watching the Lakers last night. You know that, Zubin.
I watched a little bit of everything. I kind of watched it. The Nets played first though, Jay, and then the Warriors game came on. But I was watching that Equalizer, smelling my daughter's cooking. You'll love this though, Jay. As your kids get older, your daughter gets older, and she's gonna get into cooking eventually, I'm sure. And then, so my daughter is 11 years old, and so over the weekend she said she's going to do the cooking. Don't worry about it. I got it on Monday. So I'm like, okay, cool. I know she can bake and certain things she can cook. But I'm telling you, in all honesty, it smells so good because I came from downstairs, upstairs, and I'm like, damn, okay. So I go over there. She got the pots going. She got everything, little.
She 11? It's like that?
Yeah,
at 11?
And I was going to video it a little bit, but I'll do it next time. But she had the whole kitchen smelling like she was on Rachel Ray or something. and so... I'm like, what you doing? She got the spinach going because she's making spinach pasta. She got a pasta making machine for Christmas.
Nice.
A real one, the kind you crank out the whole deal.
So you got the fryer, she got the pasta.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, pasta didn't come out as smooth as you would like it first time around for her. I figured by the third time, she going to get it just right. And it was good. I mean, it was fine. I swallowed, I didn't chew. So it was,
right down the hatch.
Yeah, it was, had a little pasta going. The thing that, The one thing I didn't like is the sauce. I didn't tell her, though. And she could tell I didn't, because she kept saying, you don't like it, huh?
What kind of sauce?
Yeah. She made a vegan, because they're vegan. So the sauce was more of a garlic kind of cheesy sauce, but not real cheese. It was like some oat milk and some other stuff. So, but it was good. It was good enough for me to eat.
You know your kid's kid when you're 11 years old and you're taking command of the kitchen at 11 years old.
Yeah, she did. It was cute, man. It was good. You guys you'll experience that, Jay, and love it. I'm telling you. And I got a chance to watch Equalizer last night a little bit too.
That's old school Denzel, though.
Denzel.
Years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty.
I saw that in the theater back in
That's
the days.
why I named my dog Denzel Washington, Zubin. There you go.
Though. No, he was pretty badass though. I never watched it. That was the first time I saw it. I saw Denzel, so I stopped. And because it was Dr. Martin Luther King Day, they were running, I think they were just running a bunch of black actors and actresses on TBS and TNT. They were just running them for a while yesterday. And so I stumbled into it. It's pretty cool, though. It was good. And then I watched some basketball.
And we'll get into both of those games, including what happened with the Lakers and the Warriors in just a little bit.
Yeah, we're all right. Don't worry about us.
You have a 19-point lead. It's all good.
Tired, man. You get tired sometime of winning, and it gets boring. That's all.
I'll tell you what, it's not going to be boring for Nets fans, Jay. I mean, you have to kind of, I say this, in a flippant manner, but you kind of have to go back to the Brooklyn Dodgers to remember a team that brought Brooklyn a championship. They moved to Los Angeles and became Key's Los Angeles Dodgers in 1957. But look, nearly a half century later, the borough is excited again. Great win last night for the Nets over the Bucks, in which James Harden had 34, 6 and a dozen. Kevin Durant had 30.
Go, man, go.
Oh, Middleton had a chance to win it at the end. It was a thrilling game. And I got to say, Jay, my biggest takeaway, all the headlines are on Harden, but don't sleep on the fact that in the 2 games James Harden has been on this team, Kevin Durant has scored 42 and 30 points.
Jay, let me ask you this, though, before you go, and I was going to say this and then Zubin. How do you do that, though? How do you just plug him in and he goes for 30 plus 2 nights in a row? I don't understand. Is it that they're running the same sets that he's used to, that they may have done together at OKC? Like, how does that happen?
Key, James Harden averaged 10 assists a game. I mean, assist-wise, he's always been in the upper echelon of the NBA. And that's one of the first things we talked about, just because we saw him play a style in which he had to do everything every single night, which Mike D'Antoni asked. Now, all of a sudden, you're asking him to come and play with one of the greatest scorers the game has ever seen, who's a 7-footer. And the game is so easy whenever they're involved in pick and rolls. Like, that's why I said before, I think it's going to equate into a championship translate, but on paper, this is the most gifted trio the NBA has ever seen. Kyrie's a wizard with the basketball when he comes back. James Harden has won an MVP, multiple scoring champ, scoring champ outright in 2018, and Kevin Durant, 2-time Finals MVP and the MVP himself. The collection of talent is ridiculous. But last night, going to the game real quick, Zubin, I don't really care about what the Bucks do in the regular season anymore. I'm going to be frank with you. Like, the last 2 seasons, they've had the best record in the NBA for regular season. What I wanted to watch last night was matchups. I wanted to see Giannis guard Kevin Durant. I didn't see Giannis guard Kevin Durant down the stretch. You know who I saw Giannis guard? Jeff Green down the stretch. And these are the little things that you start paying attention to about getting to the next level, Key. The final possession of a game, Keyshawn.
Yes.
If you were the star player for
I'm getting the ball. It don't matter.
You get.
You
wrote a book about it.
I don't even need you to finish that. I'm getting the damn ball. I don't care if I had 27 catches on the year like Zubin said or not. Y'all giving me the damn ball. There is no other option. And if I'm playing basketball and I know Jay Will is coming up the court, I'm checking him. I'm meeting him half court, period.
It's exactly my point. So you go down to the last shot of the game. The play was designed for Chris Middleton. The ball goes in and out. And then Coach Bud says, hey, that was a good shot. It was a good shot. It's understandable, right? But the guy that is making $45 million a year, the highest paid player in North American team sports, like, I want him to have the skill set to make those type of shots. And I know other players need to make shots. I know people say, well, Steve Kerr made big shots for Michael Jordan and John Paxson, all these guys. But I think that those are the little things you're looking forward to see in order for the Bucks to take that next step. Because at the end of the day, they're going to have to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, something that you haven't seen them do yet.
And I think you're not questioning Steve Kerr or Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James in those instances, in those situations, because visually you've seen them do it before. You've never seen Giannis to a degree in that type of situation, whether it was the playoffs last year when this came up or whether it's last night when it came up. All of a sudden he defers as basically to somebody else instead of saying, timeout, we're drawing this up for me. It's going to fall on my shoulders. So I clearly understand where you're going with it, because when you get into the playoffs and he needs to do that, basically, if you ain't practiced that during the regular season, how am I going to expect for you coming to postseason to take advantage of the situation and even know how to do that?
Exactly, Key. The same way we just talked about Patrick Mahomes. When you saw him fall and go through that concussion, he ran out. You're like, Key didn't even think twice. He going to play on Sunday.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
I don't want to think twice about the games going down the stretch, whether Giannis is going to demand from Coach Bud that he wants the ball or not. I have to think twice about that,
The
Key.
interesting thing about the game last night that I took away from it is the fact that was a much bigger team than Brooklyn in terms of their size, and Brooklyn handled their business, because I think that was a question on when you get a size matchup, who would the advantage go to when the Nets face a team that got a couple bigs clogging up the middle.
And Zubin, real quick, he is the 2-time reigning MVP, back-to-back MVP, and last year was the Defensive Player of the Year. Do you know how many people talk trash to Giannis this summer about he didn't really guard nobody? He never guards the primary scorer on the other team. I don't know how you don't hear that, and how down the stretch, this is the time to go get Kevin Durant and guard Kevin Durant. Pushed him to the ground, Key. Pushed him to the ground a couple of times throughout the course of the game.
How much does he outweigh Kevin Durant by? At least 45?
Maybe 20, 25 pounds, maybe.
Yeah, that's enough. Kevin Durant ain't pushing me to no ground, man. I'll break Kevin Durant's wrist.
It's going to be something we're going to talk about the whole year, about that next step for Giannis mentally.
As cold as Kevin Durant is, and long as I love Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's like my favorite player outside of LeBron in the NBA. I'm getting on him, though. He ain't going nowhere. I'm all up on him. I'm up on him, Jay. I'm right here. You ain't moving. Soon as you go, I'm going. Soon as you go, I'm going.
Look at that defensive stance, baby. Look at it.
You know?
Yeah, keep those hands active.
Come on, man. I can move left to right. I might be a little older, but you gonna work.
Last thing I would say, it could be smooth sailing here for the Nets. Next couple games, back-to-back games against the Cavs, so maybe we see Kyrie, like I said, again, and then back-to-back games with the Heat, and the Heat are not last year's Heat by any stretch of the imagination.
Hey, Jay, I'm going to catch him at half court.
Yeah, pick him up.
Floor.
Pick him up, yeah.
And the last thing I would say, as large as Harden was, that first game he played with Houston after he had not done any work, remember, 44-17 in his first game. 44-17 with all that weight, and now it's flying off, and the Nets are flying.
I don't think he was big, though, man. I think they did something to the camera. And he was moving slow.
It does add 10 pounds, they say.
No, but I'm saying he was moving slow, so people automatically visualize in their minds that he was fat. Because you seen work that dude last night? I was like, ooh.
Zubin scored or assisted on 128 points in the last 2 games for James Harden.
Think about how much he's creating there, essentially dishing or scoring.
MVP. That would be special if he came back and got the MVP after all the stuff he's gone through.
Yep, looking for that first chip to add to the championships that, of course, Kyrie
Team Honey Buns!
Kevin Durant already have. Start the day brought to you by Indeed. Hiring? You need Indeed. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit. On the way, you thought the Mets had a controversy on their hands when they had to fire their manager without managing one single game.
You don't have any hair to scratch, Jay.
Nothing compared to the controversy they're dealing with right now. We'll get into it after Key has this from Green Shirt.
For all the ones who get it